So I may have come across the greatest story in the history of professional wrestling. This is amazing to me. Apparently, Jim Ross, Baww Gawd, good God Almighty, Jim Ross, that guy, fucked Missy Hyatt. What?
Honestly, me and Jim dated for a couple of years. About 2 years after his wife passed away, we dated for almost 2 years. So yeah, I've rocked his world. He's rocked my world.
Wow.
Wow.
Did JR need any blue No, he, as a matter, look at me. Do you need Viagra?
No.
I mean, I'm an old broad now, but I'm sure he was thinking about the young Missy, but
Right.
he didn't need nothing like that.
Wow. Wow.
Big mistake. I would have took it, and I've been having a ball all night long.
Oh, Rex. Did Jim Ross wear his cowboy hat and shout it out, it's going to be a slobber knocker when he's flicking the bean under the
No,
Tell me
but
he did.
I wore his cowboy hat.
By God, Miss, I got a family.
Wait, did you really wear the cowboy hat?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God. Oh, my God.
You're my hero now.
Oh, my God. Now I'm getting these visuals.
Give it to me, Daddy.
Oh,
Big
Jesus.
Daddy.
Stone Cold. Stone Cold.
Every time I see Jim Ross, that's going to be in my head.
That clip from Cafe De Rene, that's Rene Dupree's podcast, his YouTube channel that he does with a few of the boys there, and he often has a lot of people on for interviews, just like he had there with Missy Hyatt. This fucking, I have so much trouble wrapping my brain around this. I can't picture it. It's not that I don't believe it. I do believe it. Because I've heard JR can be a dirty old man. I absolutely see that in him. But I just, for some reason, I can't picture him rocking anybody's world or being sexual or even pulling a hot chick like fucking Missy Hyatt. Not that she's hot now, but like she even said in the goddamn clip. She's like, yeah, I know I'm an old broad now, but he's probably picturing the old Missy Hyatt. Which when Jim Ross was a chubby old fucking nerd, not an old nerd, but he looked, I mean, a chubby nerd fucking down in the WCW before he went to WWE, he was working with Missy Hyatt there, like the early 90s WCW. And they were colleagues, and Missy Hyatt was the hot ass chick, and Jim Ross was the fucking the chubby buttoned up nerd guy. All these years later, she's wearing his cowboy hat, saying, "Come and get it, Daddy." Oh my God. And this was after his beloved wife Jan passed away, which Ross always talks about fondly. But apparently that did not stop him from getting out there and fucking and bagging some nice ones too. And Jan, for her age, like, you got to picture, like, you got to put things in perspective, right? As I get older, I appreciate older women now. Like, you can kind of see the beauty that was in them, but then you also see, like, I don't know, some of them age like fine wine and some of them not so much, but you can still, like, admire what could have been there. And you can see in Jim's wife, Jan, that she was a very attractive woman for her age and for a Jim Ross. You're like, yeah, it's not a bad pull for Jim Ross. Missy Hyatt's not a bad pull for Jim Ross. This blows my mind. And for her to be so open about it too and just be like, yeah, we had fun. It was, you saw the guys there, they were just like, they were fucking flabbergasted, just like I was watching it. My mouth was hanging open the whole time I was watching it too. If you haven't seen this is your first time seeing this, by God, holy shit. Can you imagine Jim Ross fucking Missy Hyatt? Just picture that in your brain for a minute. She's wearing his cowboy hat. And he's rocking her world. I've rocked his world. He's rocked my world. That means that Jim Ross not only fucks, but Jim Ross fucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jim Ross doesn't just get his wiener away. It's just little wiener time. Come on over here, Jan. We get a little wiener time in. But he's just like, listen here, you little slut. Pour some barbecue sauce on them there titties, and you're going to bend over and you're going to let daddy have it. You know what I'm saying? It's so weird. Ugh. Dirty, pervy Jim Ross Fox. That should be a t-shirt. I'm going to add that. Jim Ross Fox. I love it. I don't have any more to say about it. This should just be a short video. I'll just leave it there. But I wanted to share that with you guys and react to it. Props to Rene Dupree's I always kind of buried his podcast, but props to him for having a good interview on this one. This was a fun one. Fix your lighting still, though, bro. Like, you're just a fucking black. It's like a red microphone. It's like, what are you trying to, what is that? But Missy Hyatt, props to her, man. She's 2 years, too, man. 2 years. They had like a relationship. This wasn't like they just got drunk at a convention and hooked up in the hotel room or something. Like, these two were together. And we never even heard about it. Ross never talked about it. He always talks glowingly about Missy Hyatt, though. He has mentioned her many times and talks about her, with good, in good terms and shit. She was a hot-ass chick back in the day. I mean, not like a 10, but she was, it's a decent pull for Jim Ross. So props to him. Hats off to good old JR. Baww Gawd. I hope he did put barbecue sauce on it. Rub a little of that JR's seasoning in there. That video there was a real slobber knocker. Head on down to the comments, put a little barbecue sauce on the like button. And while you're there, I would subscribe so you don't miss any other videos. And leave a comment. Everybody's got a fucking comment.